Hope you all had a great weekend. Well rested and ready to be productive for this up and coming work week. I have a few things to reflect with you guys. The search for a missing Florida student, Miya Marcano, came to a tragic conclusion Saturday when her remains were found near an Orlando apartment complex where her suspect killer once lived. And it sounds like he was stalking her. Like he, like the jerk didn't. He wouldn't take no for an answer. At this time, we cannot identify a cause of death. I don't want to speculate. Orange County Sheriff John Mina said at a news conference on Saturday, the remains of 27-year-old Armando Caballero, a maintenance worker at the Arden Villa apartment complex where Marcano lived and worked, were found in a garage 3 days after Marcano was last seen, while Marcano's remains were found near another apartment complex, Timber Scan apartment, 16 miles from Arden Villa. But we're not looking for any other people. Mina said, we believe pretty conclusively that Armando Caballero is responsible for this crime, and there is not any other person or persons that we are looking for in this case. Our hearts are broken, said Mina, as a sheriff, as a father. Obviously, we are grieving at the loss of Miya. Wow. Caballero, whose romantic advances police say Marcano repeatedly rebuffed, had improperly used a master key to get into the young woman's apartment the day she went missing. Like, so she said no, man. Like, yeah, she said she's not interested. It probably wasn't even like an ill no. It's probably like a no thank you. I got a boyfriend or something. Like, according to the cell phone records, Caballero was in her apartment for roughly 20 minutes the night Marcano disappeared. Caballero, this is scary if you're a parent or if you just have someone that lives alone, a loved one, like a parent. If you have a child that lives alone that's going to college or is just on their own period because they're grown and doing their responsible thing, this is what's really scary. Like, yeah, the search for Marcano involved hundreds of law enforcement officers, including the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the FBI. We offer our deepest condolences in the family of Miya Marcano, a Valencia student whose death was confirmed today by local law enforcement officials. It read, the entire Valencia community is grieving the loss of one of our own. This is horrible because it's a guy that for people that you trust to just come in and fix your fucking apartment, or just for somebody to have access. I'm under the same type of thing. I live in an apartment and somebody has access to my apartment in the event that they have to get in and fix something, or in the event that I lose my key, there's somebody that can get in the apartment. But you just don't expect for somebody to be sitting like to enter your crib while you're in there, or somebody to be, this what scares me, to be waiting for you when you come home because they had a key. We expect to come home alone. Yeah, this is very but I guess this is the world we living in. That somebody, and I was seeing ladies on Twitter, like, it's to the point where women be afraid to say no. Like, and like, wow, like this is how far we've fallen. Like, women are really they say this is why when women say no, they're afraid to like you can't. Next up. Here we go. Companies struggling to hire and retain staff are dumping more work on existing employees, and it's driving a new wave of burnout. Oh, it's not new. It is far from new, because companies have been doing this for a very long time. If we could run the building on 10 people, if we could run the building on 10 people, who cares if we need 15? Yeah, one cracks the whip while the other beats the drum. If we can save a couple more bucks, and yeah, companies are struggling to hire and retain. And I have to tell you, if I haven't told you before, that I am happy that this is happening to a lot of these companies because this has been a long time coming for them to treat their employees like, yeah, they've been treating their employees like unfairly. They've been treating these employees poorly. And now with this pandemic and people got the stimulus money in their home a little bit more, they can put research into the shit that they wanted to do in the first place. And they put a little bit of money into learning how to do it. And they went off and followed their dreams and or just found a job that they felt better off doing in the first fucking place. And these jobs are suffering for it, and I'm here for it. You come, yeah, everything's come full circle. Everything has come full circle. Yeah, job openings and employee quits are both at high records, and it now takes on average of 7 weeks to fill a role. A rising trend. Now jobs are so desperate to fill the role that even if you find somebody to fill the role, they're probably like going to end up quitting. In the first place, yeah, a rising trend of ghosting in the hiring process is straining the individuals who remain. Some employers are asking workers to do a job and a half, while paying only for one. Yeah, they've been doing this for years. But be it that people felt like they needed their jobs. Now, man, like, I'm not going to sit here in front. I need my job. My man, like, yeah, I'm not at that point yet where I could just wake up and be like, yo, fuck this. I'm not going to work today. Do I wait for the day? Yes, I do. But until then, I need my job. And there are gigs out there that know this. It's jobs out there that when they hear that you're having a child on the way, their mouth waters because they know that, yeah, these are the type of people we're dealing with. Yeah, some people are asking workers to do a job and a half. Tad Long calls the past 3 months his summer from hell. Long is a district manager and director of operations for a group of mod pizza franchises in Ohio and Indiana, a well-salaried career he's earned through three decades of rising up the ranks in the food service industry. Throughout June and July, Long told Insider he was routinely working 90-hour weeks, personally filling in for missing hourly workers and managers, opening at one location and closing at another, all while frantically trying to hire new staff. Yeah, well, yeah, welcome to it. I had to open and close shifts too because they didn't want to hire anybody because people had left. I was at Family Dollar. And people had quit because, first off, what they would do is the regional manager would come and the director or whatever, the regional manager would come in, and you got these kids. They just want to they want the job. They keep a couple bucks in their pocket, and they're enjoying it. They like it. They come in. Then the regional manager would come in, this old wrinkled fuck, talk crazy to these kids, and shake them up and rile everybody up until the point they would just quit. Now you have nobody to do the job. And yeah, and now guess who's stuck holding the bag is management and the people that like, yeah. It's total chaos. He said, I've had to interview people while I'm working. Long said his companies increased wages and employee bonuses help calm things down, but the season was so strenuous it caused them to lose 30 pounds. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Since reaching a breaking point in August, he has been gradually recovering, but he doesn't feel he's fully out of the woods yet. No, it's not. No, you're not. No, you're not out of the woods because now we've hit it. Now with people working remotely, we found out that you can work from home now. Yeah, it's going to be a struggle season for these jobs that were out here treating their employees like they were second-class citizens. It's on the horizon, and it's going to get worse for you guys before it get better until you start appreciating. Yeah, you don't want to do the job now. Now you know how it feels. A decade ago, it took just 3 weeks to fill a job on average, and people rode on that. Oh, I'm going to beat this horse to death. And these employers rode on that because they will always be like, oh, yeah, well, I have another guy in here before the week is out. So, yeah, if you don't want to do this, I got another guy that will. Now you don't. Yeah, but that number has shot up to more than 7 weeks. At the same time, it seems that some employers are trying to find new hires who will do a job and a half while paying only for one. And nobody's going to do that now. Yeah, who's going to do that now? The tides have changed next up because I will fucking. I think I could do the whole 30 minutes without editing. I could do an hour without editing or just saddling up these shit employers. Yeah. Can you stay late? Can you do this? Can you come in early? Like you don't have a fucking life? Can you yeah, somebody called out. Can you do this? Can you do that? Like, no, and don't even get a thank you. Not nothing. Texas police say armed citizen shot robbers at fast food chicken chain, killing one suspect, wounding second. So first off, okay, if you're a robber and you know the risk of running into an establishment with a gun and demanding money, why would it be a chicken shack? Like you don't think a jewelry store, you don't think you don't think jewelry store, you don't think bank, you don't think somewhere where there would be something of value other than you run out with $140 in a bucket of chicken. Why are people like, yeah, if you're gonna put your life on the line, if you're gonna risk it all, do it for something that's of some value. Texas authorities say an unarmed customer intervened during the attempted robbery of a fried chicken fast food restaurant, fatally wounding one gunman and saying, you just died in a chicken trying to rob a chicken shack. That's how you're going out? You went out bad, sir. And sending a second suspect struck by gunfire to the hospital. If both of y'all got shot and one of y'all died, y'all didn't think this all the way through. Y'all just, it's chicken shack, we say. It's easy, you'll say. Port Arthur police responded around 8:45 p.m. Friday to an aggravated robbery happening at the Church's Chicken location in 1849 Jefferson Drive. Detectives learned that two suspects armed with handguns were robbing the restaurant, but unarmed. How much courage? What? It wasn't liquid courage. What would they have to drink? What would be the pep talk when you're sitting outside, putting your mask on, trying to decide, yeah, we're doing this? We're doing it. The Church's Chicken, though. Yeah, well, Popeyes is closed. But an armed citizen intervened and a shootout ensued. Several shots were fired and both suspects were struck. The Port Arthur Police Department said in a press release. The suspects fled the scene and were later located by police officers. One of the suspects was later pronounced dead in an area hospital. The second was located at Normandy Apartments, reported, and was brought to the emergency room for treatment. So you're sitting there with a gunshot wound in the projects, bleeding out because you got shot in the chicken shack. There's nothing more. And now you're going to jail as soon as they patch you up. The armed citizen remained at the scene, was questioned by detectives, and then released. The incident is still under active investigation by Port Arthur Police's Criminal Investigations Division. It happened just a day after another armed robbery at a Jack in the Box. What do they think these places are easy pickings? Yeah, these places really don't carry. I know they don't hold a lot of money. They hold money for maybe change, to keep change for the customers, and to keep the registers full for the purpose. They keep enough money for the purpose of change and only change. So regular cash drops, and you're not gonna have a whole lot of money in these fast food restaurants, especially if they run like 24, especially if they run 24 hours, or if they're just bugging. Better you than me. Yeah, moment. Shoplifter pulls a gun on Ralph Lauren store worker. Same thing. Like, what are we getting out of thinking that we're gonna rob these retail chains? You're not getting a lot of money. This is a Ralph Lauren store. And even though Polo is a popular brand, that's what you're banking on. There's not gonna be a lot of cash in the store. Like, no, you're gonna have enough register once again for change, and then you're gonna have to keep the registers full to balance the tills out, and you're gonna have enough money to keep the change. and the rest is going to be done regular cash drops once or twice during the day. If you really want to get the money, get the person who's doing the cash drops. Please don't do that. Strike that from the record. Dramatic images captured the moment a shoplifter pointed a gun at the only worker on duty at a Portland Ralph Lauren store. This goes back to what I was just going off about in the beginning, is that you have these employers here by themselves. You said the article said they're doing a job and a half, a 1.5 person's job, but they're only getting paid for one. This is what they're doing. How do you have somebody in this store by themselves? Dramatic images captured the moment a shoplifter pointed a gun at the only worker on duty at a Portland Ralph Lauren store after being confronted about his stealing. Yeah, I swear, I promise you, you can say whatever you want to say to me. Like, yeah, we got you on camera. Why did you let that guy just grab that stuff and walk out? I'm here by myself. What did you want me to do? Man, like, yeah, the armed robber and his 2 accomplices. Oh, yeah, and his 3 people took off after being confronted by the staff member at Woodburn Premium Outlets. And whoever that staff member is, shout out to you because you had the balls to step up and say something. But don't be a hero. Don't be a hero, because whoever left you in that situation knew it was risky when they did it. So they should be willing to accept that they lost some merchandise, and they should be glad that you didn't get hurt in the process. By the staff member at Woodburn Premium Outlet southwest of Portland on Saturday evening. They were called out after being spotted on security footage rifling through the store's assortment of clothes and picking up some outfits. Outfits, baby. We trying to get lit. After about 20 minutes, 2 of the men tried to leave, but were confronted by the store's only employee on staff at the time, at which point one suspect pulled out a handgun and pointed it at the staff member. You knew it was only one person in there, and still you a gun anyway. Really, you going to pull a gun on a person? And you know that's not his clothes. Like, oh man, that's a little bit overkill. The 3 then left the store and were seen fleeing north on Interstate 5 in a light blue Honda CRV with no license plate. So you pulled the plates off to rob a polo store? You know, these are the stupid people that get away with the robbery but get pulled over because there's no fucking plates on your car. Like, yeah. Yeah, how much planning did you really have to do to say that you got to pull the plates off because we're going to rob a retail store? But wait, no, not for cash. Not for cash, for clothes. The armed suspect, how much do you think a polo t-shirt you're really going to get for a polo t-shirt? What, 25 bucks? What, the armed suspect is described as either a Hispanic or light-skinned African-American man who was between 5'4" and 5'6" with a thin build. He was seen wearing red sweatpants, a black Patagonia hoodie, a surgical face mask, at least he wore his mask, and black sneakers, and apparently had either a heart shape or a teardrop tattoo on his left cheek under his eye. You got a damn good description. Shit. A second suspect is a Pacific Islander who is about 5 feet 6 inches. Did they know these people? These descriptions are spot on with the medium build, who was wearing a light colored hoodie with khaki shorts and tall white socks tucked into white shoes. Ooh, the third suspect was a black man who was between 5'8" and 5'10" tall with a medium build. He's wearing a black tracksuit with a single white stripe on the shoulders and pant legs and a black. Hey, they seem pretty stylish to be robbing a polo store. Did they? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, thankfully that kid didn't get hurt. Whoever was out there. Yeah, once again, if you're working in retail and don't be a hero. Like, fuck what that company tells you to if they try to tell you that you got something, that why didn't you confront that somebody was stealing? I'm here by myself. What do you want me to do? Even if I'm not here by myself, I'm not saying a damn thing because I'm not security. I work the fucking register. I work the register, or I put the clothes on the shelf, or I stock the. Yeah, come on. If you like the show, subscribe and comment. Let me know you rocking with your boy. Last story. Black woman masquerading as Ku Klux Klan member terrorized neighbors. Faces charges. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see what context this is right here, because this is pretty interesting. Black woman masquerading as Ku Klux Klan member terrorized neighbors and faces charges. All I think is the Dave Chappelle skit when the guy was blind, he didn't know he was black, and he was at all the rallies. A black woman is accused of masquerading as a member of the Ku Klux Klan to terrorize her neighbors. Yeah. Tarisha Lucas, 30, is charged with 8 counts of making terroristic threats. Let's have all these white nationalists talk about that on their podcast, huh? Let's hear about that. The Douglasville Police Department in Georgia announced in a news release posted on Facebook. The racially charged notes began to appear in mailboxes of residents of a Manning Drive in a subdivision called Brookmont in December, the police department said. The notes claim to be written by a member of the Ku Klux Klan and threaten to burn down homes and kill police, and kill people. Police said the notes described the author as a 6 feet tall white male with a long red beard who did not live in the neighborhood. But the police department's investigation led them to Lucas, a black woman who lives in Brookmont. The first notes arrived in the mailboxes of 2 residents on the street on December 21st. The notes threatened to burn their houses down and kill them and said that they didn't belong in the neighborhood. Why? Why? Similar notes were placed in the mailboxes of residents in late February and early March. Schumacher and Andre Futch, another detective who worked the case, went door to door to check doorbell cameras and gather any clues they could. The detectives also walked the neighborhood several times and handed out flyers to Brookmont residents. By mid-March, we really didn't have anything because you're looking for the wrong person. But he and Futch had determined the notes had similar handwriting, tone, and verbiage with some distinctive letters that were consistent throughout. Yeah, because if it was real KKK, it would have been written backwards and in crayon. Yeah, it would have appeared to not have been written by a grown man. It would appear to be written by a left-handed duck. I don't know. Detectives gathered enough evidence to obtain a search warrant, and during the search, detectives found more tying Lucas to the notes. Schumacher said. Police Chief Dr. Gary Sparks praised Schumacher and Butch's persistence and dedication in solving the case. Yeah, because if you didn't think out the box on that, you would have never caught that guy because the guy didn't fucking exist. They stayed with it and put in a lot of hours. Even when some people went to the media, which could have hampered our investigation, we still stuck with it to the end. Yeah, good shit. Lucas was booked into custody on Wednesday. Online records from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office show. Wow. Hell of a ride. You fucks with the show. Make sure you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I hope you have a good start on Monday to your work week. I'll talk to you very soon. Adios.